Yeah, you gotta love the Daily Beast just because of the fact that they're so good for the lols. They really are a lol cow. The biggest joke on the internet, apart from maybe Right Wing Watch. But yes, apparently now Russian trolls behind some negative Star Wars The Last Jedi tweet study. So yes, a new study found that some of the negative reaction tweets about the Star Wars The Last Jedi movie were created by Russian trolls. Okay, anybody asked, I'm now identifying as a Russian troll because at the end of the day, apparently they're behind everything anyway. So, you know. According to the Hollywood Reporter, researcher Morton Bay of the University of Southern California, which means he is probably alt-left, found that 21.9% of all tweets analysed by the film had a negative view. Holy shit, are you serious? 21.9% of people hated the film. God damn. I'm so surprised. You go, injecting your social warrior justice bullshit into a film, people are going to hate it. But regardless, with 50.9% of the negative views slowly indicates they were likely political motivated or not even humans. I'll give you a... We actually do have the stats from the actual real study. Yeah, this is taking a lot out of context, but let's keep going. Bay concluded that the tweets were a part of a deliberate, organised political influence measures designed as fan arguments that aim to propagate widespread discord and dysfunction in American society. Persuading voters of this narrative remains a strategic goal for the US alt-right movement, as well as the Russian Federation, Bay wrote. He also wrote that the movie's political undertones were consistent with older Star Wars films. Yes, because Han Solo in episode 3, 4, and 5, 4, 5, and 6, was a cuck, basically. I remember that clearly. He really wasn't a ladies' man, was he? Moving along. Believing them to believe the political diversity of Trump era primed the fans with a particular type of political message that is in direct conflict with the values presented in The Last Jedi. So this is actually the actual study here. Now I've gone through and I've read most of it, and I really do want my time back, but anyway. So at the end of the day, what you want to do, I'll put a link to this article in the description below. So if you ever need help sleeping at night or you're bored shitless, you can go and read it yourself. But you want to jump down to the findings section, and let's jump into that. Among the 967 tweets analysed, 206 expressed a negative sentiment towards the film and its director, which is 21.9%, or a little more than 1 in 5 fans. Okay, so just over 21% of the people that tweeted at the director hated this movie. And this is after they've taken all the memes and duplicate posts and everything out. Okay, so let's presuming that their assumptions are correct. Okay, but still quite a sizable chunk of the audience. And I think it's actually worse than that because, like I say, they're only talking about tweets that were sent to the director itself. This number indicates all negative tweets analysed, i.e. those that came from the 44 accounts. Okay, so some of the bots... So the actual results are some bots, a lot of trolls. Using the botometer mentioned in the methods section, 11 out of the 206 accounts expressing negative sentiments were identified as bots. Right? So that's 11 out of 206 that expressed negative sentiments. Or 11 out of 967. Doesn't really seem like a lot of bots to me. Well, we'll keep going. I identified 33 out of the 260 accounts that came from troll and or sock puppets. Okay. So 11 out of 967. I actually I went through and worked this out. It's roughly 1.13753877%. That is how much of the accounts that tweeted negatively to the director were considered to be bots. Presuming that this bot finder that they use, this botometer, is actually accurate. A little over 1% of the people that the are bots. This is their reason why people hated the film. This is why the Russian trolls behind some negative Star Wars. Yeah, well, they were behind some of it. The Russian trolls or the Russian bots were roughly 1%. You can actually tell that they were setting this up earlier with 50.9% of the negative tweets showing indicators they were likely politically motivated or not even human. So you can tell there, roughly out of the 50.9, they're having to lobby in the likely political motivated or not even human into a group to try and bolster up those numbers. And like I say, it's roughly 1%. Now, at the end of the day, look, 1% of the tweets, total tweets concerning being Russian bots. Sure, it's a concern. It's a concern like my cat might eat my face when I'm sleeping. It's a little thought that runs in the back of your head, but you don't really worry about it. If I had a movie that came out where roughly 1% of the negative comments in total were Russian bots, I wouldn't be really concerned about that. Personally. Okay? I would be more considered about why the other people that expressed negative concern about my movie hated my movie. And that's where I would mostly focus. But the Daily Beast has a narrative they want to push, so they're going through and pushing this whole Russian bot thing without mentioning particulars. Like I say, they literally had to lump the Russian bots in with the political agendas just to try and bolster up the numbers. Look, at the end of the day, the reason why people hated Star Wars had terrible characters, had terrible character line, had terrible character progression. It really did kind of suck. And that's why people hated it. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, this new study has gone through, has basically kicked Star Wars Gate full into swing. People are now responding with things like, for example, I hated the movie and I'm not a Russian bot. And at the end of the day, it's just... Did you really think that putting your social justice warrior movie bullshit into a movie was going to be well perceived? Is there any major shock that the majority of films that are overwhelmingly social justice warrior kind of get flamed at the box office? Maybe it's not because of the 1% of bots, for example. It's maybe because people are sick of it. I went and saw Predator the other day with a mate, and even in that they had to talk about global warming. Now look, it's not really a big point, and I just sort of whatever at the time. But even in Predator, there was the references to global warming, ruining the Earth's atmosphere and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, look, at the end of the day, and this is why the Daily Beast, no offense, but I think you're worse than Alex Jones. Look, I don't have a problem with Alex. I think Alex does a lot of good. Yeah, sure, he gets stuff wrong. The Daily Beast here, they are literally lying with facts. They are literally going around and trying to make it out that 50.9% of the negative tweets don't indicate they were likely political motivated or not even human. Why didn't you just mention the percentage of people that were bots? Oh wait, it's because the number is so abysmally small, you don't want to mention it. But I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you hate Star Wars? Are you a Russian bot? Are you a Russian bot that hated Star Wars? Apparently we all are now. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, if this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.